the difference between hiring an SEO agency and hiring an SEO consultant. Yeah, sure. So an SEO consultant, the thing is, when you're hiring a consultant, I think expectations are that this person's going to consult you. They're not really going to do the work on your behalf. So like I was mentioning before, SEO is divided up into many different things: technical, backlink building, content, strategy. Let's just call those the major pillars. This person is probably very experienced. They probably have 5 to 10 years of SEO experience. They probably touched on all of these different things, and they're going to consult with your team to kind of guide them as to, hey, what is the right content strategy? What does that look like? What are the right pages that need to be built? Where can you find the links that you're looking for in a consistent manner? What does that process look like? What kind of technical issues do you need to address now? And what can kind of go on the backlog a little bit because they're not as important? These are the kind of questions an SEO consultant will or can answer. But they're not going to be the ones who are writing the content. They're not the ones who are going to be actually giving you the recommendations and implementing these things. They're not really the ones who are going to be doing the outreach for you and getting those backlinks for you, building those relationships. So unless you have someone in-house to do that, you're just going to be left with a bunch of documents, like a bunch of notes, a bunch of conversations. That's all you're really going to have, unless you have these specialized places where the person can, where the recommendation can be fed into and a result can pop out the other end. With an agency, what you're getting is a lot more hands-on implementation. At least that's from my perspective. So, we're not only recommending what pages need to be built, we're actually we're doing the research, we're looking at your competitors, we're looking at your website, and we're wireframing a page for your design team to sort of build. We're taking it one step further. When it comes to content, we're not only discovering the keywords, we're not only discovering the silos and how they're all going to sort of mesh together. We're not only coming up with the internal linking strategy. We're not only coming out with sometimes even writer guidelines, so for the company, so it matches tone and voice. We're also we're doing all of these things. We're also getting the content written, we're getting it reviewed, we're making sure it's getting a perfect score on Surfer. We're working with the writer and the client to make sure that the content is on par, everything is good. We're doing the reviews, and we're sometimes even the ones who are going on and publishing it. Same thing with link building. We're basically, the client is involved at certain stages. So they kind of help us come up with the initial plan, who we need to reach out to. And then we kind of go out, we create a prospecting list. We work with the client to kind of agree on what kind of prospects we want to go after. Then we start the email outreach. We work together on the email scripts with the client. And then we do the outreach, we do the negotiating, we do the closing, we even do the payouts. And then that way, when the link is built, we present it to the client. So it's kind of very hands-off. And whereas with consultants, you would probably they would either recommend you hire a link building agency, or you hire someone in-house to sort of do it, because they're just going to give you the recommendations. Yeah. And that's kind of the difference. So consultants will consult, agencies are a little bit more hands-on.